For generations, a chilling legend has echoed through rural America. Exactly 3 slow knocks on the front door, always at the stroke of midnight, bringing an ancient dread. Families have spoken of these midnight visitors, a shared dread passed down through whispers and hushed warnings. To hear them is to be marked, to exist in a state of perpetual fear. The ancient folklore is brutally simple. Ignore the knocks, stay silent, and you might survive the night. But the temptation, or the dread of what's waiting, often proves too great. Sarah thought it was a prank. Living alone on the outskirts of town, her old farmhouse creaked and groaned like any ancient building. Then came the first knock, slow and deliberate. These tales aren't confined to one county. They carpet the American countryside, from Appalachian hollers to dusty plains. Each story adds another layer to the legend's terrifying tapestry. Folklore scholars suggest the entity predates colonial times, a primal force tied to the land. Awakened by human fear, drawn to the stillness of midnight for unknown malevolent purposes. The silence after the knocks is a torment. Is it a waiting game? Or did the entity simply vanish? A phantom test of resolve. The uncertainty breeds its own brand of terror. Decades ago, the Miller family vanished from their Kansas farm without a trace. The only peculiar detail, the local sheriff found their front door slightly ajar, as if recently opened. Eyewitness accounts invariably describe the feeling of being watched, a hostile presence just beyond sight. Some speak of fleeting glimpses of impossibly tall, gaunt figures in the periphery. Children often hear it first, their innocent ears picking up the strange vibrations. Parents dismiss it as nightmares, but the persistent tap, tap, tap chills them to the bone. Skeptics always blame teenagers, local pranksters, with too much time and mischief. But the sheer consistency, the distance between occurrences, makes such explanations flimsy and unconvincing. The terror isn't just the knocking, but the suffocating silence that follows. A void pregnant with anticipation. Every creak, every rustle of leaves outside, becomes a potential harbinger of doom. Alara couldn't shake the feeling that the knocks meant something specific, a warning or a summons. She spent her days poring over old local histories, searching for any relevant detail. The third knock. It's the point of no return, the one that seals your fate, the one that confirms the entity's grim intent, whether you open the door or not. Those who answered lived lifetimes of torment. Whispers turned into screams, shadows became tangible threats, and the sanctity of their homes was irrevocably shattered by unseen horrors. Disappearances are a common thread. Families, individuals, even entire homesteads, simply gone, leaving behind only an unnerving quiet and the persistent, unanswered question, where did they go? As Alara delved deeper, the legend began to seep into her own life. She became jumpy, seeing shadows shift in her peripheral vision, hearing phantom taps on her windows. Some speak of a voice too, not heard by the ears but felt within the mind. A dry, rasping whisper, promising secrets, urging them to reach for the door. In isolated rural settings, help is miles away. There's no one to call, no friendly neighbor to check. This profound solitude makes the knocks infinitely more terrifying and personal. The consistency of 3 knocks is uncanny. Not 2, not 4, but exactly 3. This precise number suggests intelligence, a deliberate ritual by the entity performing its nightly cycle. Midnight approached, and Alara found herself paralyzed, every nerve ending alive with dread. She sat in her living room, the silence amplifying the ticking clock, waiting for the dreaded sound. As the hour neared midnight, an unnatural fog began to creep from the surrounding woods, thick and cold, blanketing the property in an eerie, suffocating shroud of white. Then it came. A single, slow, resonant knock on her front door. It wasn't the sound of wood on wood, but something softer, hollower, like bone, striking ancient timber. Alara froze, breath caught in her throat. The silence stretched, taut and unbearable, before the second knock arrived, identical to the first. A slow, deliberate, chilling echo. Some might attribute these events to seismic activity, or house settling, or even animals. Yet, the undeniable pattern of 3 slow knocks defies all logical, natural explanations. And then came the third. Slower, deeper, resonating not just through the wood, but through Alara's very bones. This was the final confirmation. The ultimate dread. Despite every instinct screaming for her to remain silent, a morbid curiosity, a primal instinct to understand what was terrifying her, began to take hold within Alara. Hear the fragmented whispers of those who answered. It wasn't human. The darkness, it watches. It took everything. These chilling echoes haunt the legend's edges. Some theories suggest a pact was made long ago between early settlers and this entity. A dark bargain for prosperity, now coming due. 3 knocks. A price claimed. What is this entity? No one knows for certain. It remains a phantom, a presence felt but never truly glimpsed. Its true form a terror that defies human comprehension. Every fiber of Alara's being screamed no. Yet, a compulsion, dark and irresistible, was drawing her towards the front door. Her feet began to move, one slow step at a time. The doorknob felt impossibly cold, radiating a malevolent chill that seeped into her hand. This was the threshold, the boundary between the known and the abyss. The terror isn't just about answering. It's about what happens if you don't. Some stories hint that refusing the entity only makes it angrier, more persistent, its vengeance inevitable. With a deep, shuddering breath, Alara turned the knob. The sound of the mechanism was painfully loud in the charged silence. Her fate was now sealed, the threshold crossed. The darkness beyond the door wasn't just an absence of light. It felt like a tangible presence, a sentient void that seemed to drink in the very air around it. The stories all agree. Whatever stands on the other side is not human, not animal, nor any known terrestrial creature. It is something ancient, alien, and utterly malevolent. As Alara stepped onto her porch, the fog swirled around her, carrying a chilling whisper that spoke her name. Not audibly, but directly into her mind, a familiar, cold dread. Some elders whisper of the entity being a watcher, an ancient guardian bound to the land. Its knocks a territorial assertion, a warning to trespassers on sacred midnight ground. When fear takes hold, it can manifest. The shadows in these old houses seem to grow deeper, the silence more profound, as if the very environment reacts to terror. The true horror is the what if. What if I'd opened it? What if it's still waiting? This unending loop of terrifying speculation is the entity's most potent weapon. Alara didn't open her door. She stood on the porch, exposed to the unnatural fog, listening to the phantom whisper that claimed her name, waiting for the next terrifying sign. Why midnight? It's the witching hour, the veil between worlds thinnest. It's a temporal nexus, a moment when the ordinary is most susceptible to the extraordinary and the terrible. Even after the knocks ceased, the feeling of being watched remained. A cold spot by the door, a shadow that lingered too long. The entity leaves its mark, a ghostly residue. The whispers promised knowledge, power, even salvation. But these are the ancient lies of entities that feed on despair. Their gifts are curses, their truths are deceptions. As dawn broke, pale and weak, Alara finally retreated inside, exhausted but alive. Yet, the memory of the knocks and the phantom whispers had etched themselves into her soul. For those who have heard the knocks and survived, the fear doesn't vanish. It becomes a part of them, a constant, gnawing anxiety that dictates their every waking moment. The entity, the source of the three knocks, seems to be the architect of dread. It doesn't need to show itself. The idea of its presence is enough to unravel the mind. Those who've experienced it rarely speak of it. Not out of shame, but because many believe mentioning the entity or the knocks aloud gives them more power, closer access. Alara now lives with a permanent tremor of anxiety. Every night, as midnight approaches, she finds herself holding her breath, listening, always listening, for those three accursed knocks. Could it all be a collective delusion, a shared nightmare born from isolation and old tales? This theory offers comfort, but fails to explain the tangible remnants left behind. But here lies the true chill. Some who survived, who refused to open their doors, found not peace, but a different kind of horror arriving. Not from the door, but from within. The legend only told half the story. The knocks are the invitation, the summoner. But the entity's true power, its deepest malice, often manifests after the choice is made from within. Perhaps the entity isn't just outside. Perhaps the knocks are a psychic resonance, a way to awaken something dormant within the listener, a piece of itself it leaves behind. Your home, once a sanctuary, becomes the trap. The walls you once trusted now imprison you, echoing with the entity's insidious whispers, turning sanity into a ghost itself. Those who survived by not answering often become conduits, their minds broadcasting the entity's presence, making them a beacon for further supernatural phenomena, drawing more nightmares. So the legend continues, a cautionary tale. To answer is doom, to refuse is to invite an even greater, more insidious horror from within your own four walls at midnight. The entity doesn't seek entry, it seeks infusion. It leaves a piece of itself behind, a seed of dread that grows, transforming the innocent into unwitting hosts. The three knocks at midnight didn't just bring an external entity. They awakened an internal one. The true horror story isn't about what's outside, but what's becoming you. The legend of the three knocks is not just a ghost story. It's a prophecy of internal corruption, a timeless reminder that the greatest horrors can be found looking in the mirror. So ask yourself, as the clock ticks towards midnight, what truly waits for you? Is it the sound of destiny, or the echo of a darkness you accidentally invited within? The story ends, but the fear never truly does. If you hear those 3 knocks, remember this tale. Stay silent, stay still, and pray it's already gone.